drawn to a dusty, ornately framed mirror tucked away in a forgotten corner of an antique shop. The shopkeeper, a frail old man, seemed hesitant to part with it, his eyes flickering with a mixture of fear and warning. Lena, however, dismissed his apprehension as mere theatrics, her heart set on her new acquisition. She brought the mirror home, its presence immediately lending an air of eerie elegance to her living room. The antique frame, crafted from dark, polished wood, was cold to the touch, sending a shiver down her spine. As she gazed at her reflection, a peculiar chill settled over the room, a subtle shift in the atmosphere she couldn't quite place. The first few days were uneventful. Lena admired the mirror's craftsmanship, running her fingers along its intricate carvings. Yet she couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched, a constant presence lurking just beyond her perception. Her reflection, too, seemed subtly off, a fleeting glimpse of something amiss, a flicker in the corner of her eye. One evening, as Lena sat reading, she glanced at the mirror, her breath hitched in her throat. Her reflection remained still, a chillingly placid imitation, as she turned the pages of her book. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her. This was no trick of the light, no figment of her imagination. Over the following days, the unsettling occurrences escalated. Objects moved in the reflection, disappearing from view as Lena frantically searched for them in her own world. The reflection began to lag, her mirrored movements trailing behind her own, creating a disorienting, nightmarish effect. Sleep offered no escape, haunted by vivid dreams of being trapped within the mirror's cold, glassy depths. Lena tried to rationalize, to attribute the strange happenings to stress or fatigue. But deep down, a terrifying truth began to dawn upon her. The antique mirror, a seemingly innocuous object, was not what it appeared to be. It was a conduit, a gateway to something sinister, something that watched her from the other side. The reflection grew bolder, its movements no longer mirroring Lena's, but taking on a life of their own. The reflection began to whisper, taunting her with cryptic phrases, its voice a chilling echo of her own. Terror, raw and consuming, became a constant companion. Lena tried to cover the mirror, to shield herself from its malevolent gaze, but it was no use. The reflection remained, visible even through the thickest blankets, its hollow eyes boring into her very soul. It was as if the mirror fed on her fear, growing stronger with each passing moment. Desperate, Lena sought help, confiding in friends and family, but her words were met with skepticism and concern for her sanity. Who could blame them? The mirror's terror was hers alone to bear, a chilling secret reflected only in its depths. One night, in a moment of sheer terror, Lena decided to destroy the mirror, to shatter its evil and free herself from its grasp. As she raised a heavy candlestick, ready to strike, the reflection reached out, its long, slender fingers wrapping around her wrist with impossible strength. Panic surged through her as she struggled against the unearthly grip, her heart pounding in her chest. The reflection's lips curled into a cruel smile, its voice a hissing whisper in her ear. "You cannot escape me, you are mine now." Lena's screams were swallowed by the mirror's cold embrace, her form disappearing into its depths, leaving behind only the faintest of ripples. The mirror returned to its pristine state, reflecting nothing but the empty room, its secrets safe within its glassy cage. The antique shop stood silent, the old man's words echoing in the stillness, a chilling reminder of the mirror's deadly power. It had claimed another soul, trapping Lena in its shadowy realm, her fate a terrifying testament to the allure and danger of the unknown.